How lovely is this? And you know, it's just going to be absolutely amazing to work with. So, here is my Amazon packaging paper. It was a parcel I had delivered this morning, so I have cut it into 2 pieces, sizes that I can deal with. So these are all 20 inches, which will be approximately centimetres, about 48 centimetres, yeah. So what I've got in here is water. This little spray, I've got water and glycerine. So this is just pure glycerine that I got from Amazon. In fact, it was what this was in. And I've put in this little tube here about 1/6 glycerine and the rest is water. So I'm just going to spray onto here. So we don't need to, there it is, I wondered where it was. We don't need to saturate it beyond all recognition. So let's just spray that one. So that's our water and glycerine. And the next one. This has already got some bits of water on from when I was tidying my table and wiping down. So I've decided to make this paper because I've got a project coming up in January, which this may come in useful for. I don't know, but we'll find out. Find out in January, won't we? So let's scrumple this up. Are you tired? I'm tired now. I'm ready for Christmas time. I'm ready for my Christmas break from everyday life. I'm ready to enjoy the religious piece and the celebrating with family. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've just screwed that up. Yes, I'll finish work on the 22nd, I do believe, until the new year. So we screw that up. Oh, I've just torn it. Be careful not to tear it. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to stitch this. So I can always stitch that because I should I need to. Now I've got some Distress Oxide tea dye because I'm starting off with just a light dye. I've never made faux leather before, so we'll just have to see how it turns out, won't we? So I'm just doing a light colouring. I want it to look really, really old. So it's not just faux leather. It's ancient faux leather that I'm after. And can you see there how where I've screwed it up, the crinkles are picking up, it's very faint because it's brown on brown. There you go, the crinkles are picking up the tea dye. So let's just get the tea dye nice and covered onto there. Now I'm going to put this in the oven to dry to see what happens. I've never put paper with glycerin in the oven before, but I do like scrunch paper, so let's see what happens. So that's one layer of tea dye. I'll pop it in the oven and I'll be back shortly because what's 10 or 15 minutes to me is like a blink of an eye to you. So I've decided now anyway to stop doing my craft fairs because this year I thought let's try craft fairs, let's give it a go. Anyway, I haven't really enjoyed it. Can you see there's another tear there? So this packaging paper is a bit, maybe a bit thin. I don't know. I've never used it before. Well, because I've never done, well, I have used it, but I've never used it for this because I've never done this before. So yeah, anyway. So this year I thought, let's have a year of trying craft fairs. And to be honest, although I didn't do loads, I must admit I only did alternate months and I've just done a Christmas craft fair. And that's because I haven't really enjoyed it, and that's why I've only done alternate months, because I couldn't get my mojo into making things that people want me to make. I want to make what I want to make. So today, this is my liberating day. The day that I stopped making things through what I think other people might want of me to what I want of me. So if there's any craft fairs next year, this one that I go to I particularly like. I love to visit it. It's a vintage craft day, and I do like the ambience and the other artisan stalls that are there. However, creating for that market, for that craft fair artisan market, is not for me. Not at all. Right, so that's that. Right, no, I'm going to pop this in the oven now, and I will be back very soon. That is baked. Yeah, that's a crunch, can't you? I am going to spray it down again now, but it hasn't made much of an impact, the tea stain. So next, let's have a little spray again with the water. I'm not putting much on with the water and glycerin because I want to get this sort of crispy old leather look to it. That's one. Ooh, you're knocking my cup of tea over there. Two. So my next layer is whole paper. Now I did decide after I turned the camera off to do the other side, so I've done both sides of each paper, but you didn't see me do the other side because I didn't have my camera on. Oh, look at that. That's definitely showing up, isn't it? You can see that one. So the ones I've watched on YouTube of making this leather are videos where just really persevere, take your time and just keep doing layers upon layers upon layers. So this morning, guys and girls, I went tip larking with my daughter, and we go to quite a few different, we go tip larking, mud larking, all this sort of thing. I'll just undo this. So we went tip larking, and the plan was tiny bottles only, interesting things only. Well, interesting things covers a multitude of sins, doesn't it? Absolutely. So we ended up with a big bag. We only took one bag, we normally take two. So we ended up with one bag full, and then I had my arms full as well. So, hey ho. So it's all in the utility room in buckets. I'm washing it as I go along. I've got some nice old, very old bottles for making dolls, hopefully making dolls with. And we had a good time, all in all, we had a good time. There we go. Yeah, I'm really tired because the land is not even. You're up and down because it's in all tip. Fell into a couple of holes, but you know, never mind. I'll live to tell the tale. No broken bones. Next layer, my vintage photo. I'm not going to wet this with the glycerin and water mix because I don't want this. I don't want it to affect this lighter one underneath. So right, vintage photo going on. It's going nicely over the top of it. Looks like my oven might have been a little bit too hot there. lovely evening here. It's really, I don't want to carry on that. Does not want to carry on. Let's do a little bit of espresso. Oh, that one's a bit too dark, but never mind. Let's put this one on. Such a clear night, beautiful moon. It's not a full moon, but I would imagine it's going to be in a few days' time, which is always lovely, isn't it? I love a clear night, clear, cold and crisp night. We've not had any snow, but the parts of the UK have. Right, so I am going to give it a little spray. Let's give it a spray on both sides. That looks quite nice, that espresso, doesn't it? Now let's screw them up. By screwing them up, you're causing different creases in your paper, so your ink should lay down differently and not just on the same raised areas. Let's have a see if our vintage photo will work again. No, I think it's quite dry. I think I need another one of those. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of rusty hinge on. This one's quite, obviously, rusty coloured. So you can see I'm sort of doing the spray of water and glycerine, and then the ink's over the top, except for when it was that pale ink, and I sort of did it the other way around. The light ink. All my ink's lined up here. Right, I'm going to go and pop these back in the oven. I did mean to say before that when they are dry, it's getting a lovely texture to it. Really nice texture. Right, back to the oven with you shortly. So, I'm going to keep on building up the layers in the same way. Other colours that I've currently got out to use. Oh, nearly empty my water bottle. Other colours I've got out to use are hickory smoke, aged mahogany. I'm going to put more espresso on there. Need to top that bottle up. And I'll just do this round with you, but then I'll come back later when more layers have been completed, because I'm sure you don't just want to sit watching me keep inking up these pages. So I'm going to put a bit of peeled paint on now. I do like this green. So in my head, because I've been going on to the tips and into the woods, to the tips in the woods, there has been some of the leather, all leather that I've picked up has been a little bit green. That's why I thought, let's put some green on, because the thing I've got in mind for this is strongly associated with the woods, so we might as well put a bit of green on. Been very secretive, aren't I? I don't know how secret I've got to be, you see, so let's be 100% secret for now, and then we can always be less secretive as needs be, as I get more permission to talk. That's nice on there. I like that one. So when I went inside then to put this in the oven, I was very, very naughty. So I'm outside my craft room, as you all know, is outside now. And if you didn't know, I've looked back on the videos and you'll see my new craft room. on one of the previous videos, and I don't have an oven in here, so I have to go in to go to the oven to put these in the oven. Any papers, anything in the oven. And so I popped it in the oven and I'm stood there twiddling my thumbs because it only goes in for a couple of minutes on a low temperature. I keep checking it and what have you. And I was very, very naughty because what did I do? Just decided to have a chocolate biscuit. Not any chocolate biscuit. I dive sort of into the Christmas chocolate biscuits. A Christmassy shortbready biscuit, and it was delicious. What I like with keep baking these layers is it's sort of sealing in the layers I put on before, so they're not coming onto my inks, which is really good. You see? Right. Okay then, so I'm going to keep going and going and going and going with more inks, with these inks, and keep repeating layers. This is the edge of my hobbynail. That's nice, isn't it? So I'm going to carry on like this, and when I'm getting nearer to a stage where I'm happier with, then I will bring you back. So if you remember from back at the beginning of this video, I'd used the Amazon packaging from inside a box, and that's actually the grey brown, that's actually quite flimsy, and I didn't use the bag that things sometimes coming off Amazon. I think the bag would have, well, it definitely would have been stronger. I know it would have been. So what I did, I put my two pieces together. I actually glued them together. Now one side, this is the inside, so this is the what would be of a faux leather, would be a sort of suede type side, is here. You can see there where it's torn, where it has torn, but being glued on there, I've managed to sort of put it back together again. And these teared pieces don't really bother me too much. And this is the external, what I'm calling the external leather look. And this has had more of the dyes, etc., the distress inks and ink oxides, etc., on this side. In fact, my daughter came in the other day and she actually thought this was a piece of leather. So that was pretty amazing. So what I've got here is just some PVA glue. Now, a lot of American viewers will say to me, what's PVA glue? Well, it's just the ordinary sort of tacky, gluey type. Elmer's glue, I think you call it, school glue. So I've put my piece of faux leather onto this messy mat. You can see it says messy mat there. Find them great, these. These are my messy bits and bobs. And what I'm going to do now is put some of the glue on. I mean, you can use a brush to do this if you want to do. But it's quite a big area, so I'm using a silicone brush, and I'm just going to quickly spread this over my piece of work, my project. I'm just going to do the one side, and when this is dried, can you see how the colours of the inks are changing? Which is fantastic, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. Can you see? Well, yeah, you can see that quite easily on there. Now, I've got a plan for this faux leather. I'm not telling you what the plan is, but you will see me use it in January, in Junk Journal January. Hope everybody's taking part. Absolutely fantastic graphics have been put together, which I can put links to at the bottom, because I believe they are now available on Etsy, so you can all take part. So you can all take part in that. I'm just trying to, just bear with me while I get this all pretty even. My glue pretty even. Just need a little bit extra for down there. And once this side's dry, what I'm going to do is I will do exactly the same on the other side, and then my faux leather should be ready for use. Now don't worry about the lines and the difference in the colours, etc. from your glue. It will all be alright on the night, I can assure you. It will all turn out wonderful. And what I'm going to do now is just leave that to dry, and then I can give you a little update on Junk Journal January. So it's starting to dry off, as you can see. There are some sort of lighter places, and I do believe that's where the glue's just a bit thicker. Ooh, yes it is. She says touching it. I do love glue on my fingers. So yeah, Junk Journal January is Be Happy, spelled B-E-E happy, and the vintage button, Be Happy Designs and vintage button. And the kit that's being released, and it's currently only available in the coffee shop, I believe, for Be Happy Designs. So I will put a link to it before, so you can go on and get sort of a pre-sale, well, pre-Etsy sale edition of it. And you can see in January where I'm going to use this, because I'm going to be doing a collaboration. Very, very exciting. So I'll be back when this is dry and we can do the other side. How lovely is this? And you know, it's just going to be absolutely amazing to work with. Right, I'm going to do the same on the other side. So let's turn over, put some glue on and spread it out again. I mean, you could just spray with a glossy medium if you wanted to, or I suppose on this side I could have done a matte medium, you know, for the other side of the leather. Never mind, for what I need it for. So yeah, so I was telling you about the project that I'm doing in January for Junk Journal January. So I'm doing a collaboration with lots of other artists with the vintage button and Be Happy, spelled B-E-E happy. And it's the new Winter Wonderland collection, which is available on, let's put some of that back. It's available in the Vintage Button coffee shop at the moment. I don't think it's been released to Etsy. It might even be on a discounted price, but I might have made that up. So what I'll do, I'll put a link below so that you can have a look at that. Print it all off, and then you're all ready to join all the other artists. Gosh, how come I've ended up with so much more on here? This is weird. You can all ready to join the artists for Junk Journal January, and it promises to be a treat, because I can tell you that this paper is absolutely beautiful. As I'm printing it out, I'm fawning over the paper, literally. I can't believe I've got so much glue on here. So that I had a glue explosion. Yep, so that's Be Happy Sandra at Be Happy and Lindsay at Vintage Button. And when you listen to them speak, if you go onto YouTube, both got very similar accents to me, so I'm pretty sure they must be from the northwest of England. Whether they live here anymore, well, I know for a fact that Lindsay doesn't, because she said she was from Wigan, but now she lives down in the east of England, sort of Suffolk, I think, or Norfolk or Suffolk area. So there we go. A little bit carried away, but hey ho, that's all ready, and I will bring you back to show you when it's dry. However, I'll not be working with it until January as part of my project for my artist collaboration. So here we are, the back side, should I say, the leather is complete. You can see the front side there, how much darker it is. I'm really, really pleased with this. It's not 100% dry yet, but when I start my project for Junk Journal January, you will see exactly, how I'm going to use this beautiful, beautiful faux leather. So stick with me and I'll see you soon.